Welcome back to, God, haven't had to do this in a while. It's the ARCA Zoomcast. We are back again. I'm Casey Campbell, once again joined by ARCA PR Director Charlie Krall. Charlie, welcome back. How are you?
I'm doing all right, pal. Good to have you. Good to be back on with you.
Yeah.
Appreciate you doing this.
Absolutely. So the reason why Charlie is on here is because the 2024 ARCA Menard Series schedule is out. Before Charlie makes his comments, I'll just because I know everyone has a lot of questions about where pieces and stuff went. So here we go. Of course, season kicks off at Daytona on February 17th. March 8th, we go to Phoenix at 8 p.m. April 20th, Talladega Superspeedway at 12:30 p.m. Eastern. And then April 26th, new track Dover on the schedule at 5 p.m. Eastern. May 4th, and then we head to Kansas on May 4th, followed by Charlotte on May 24th, Iowa Speedway on June 14th, back to Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course on June 21st, Berlin Raceway on June 29th, on July 19th at IRP, July 27th at Salem, August 3rd at Elko, August 16th at MIS, Michigan International Speedway, August 18th at Springfield, August 25th at the Milwaukee Mile, September 1st at DuQuoin, September 13th at Watkins Glen, September 19th, a Thursday night at Bristol, September 27th, the Friday night race at Kansas, and then finishing it off the last for the third consecutive year, October 5th, the championship race once again will be held at Toledo Speedway. So a lot of questions on their pretty good schedule, of course. Let's start with the obvious. Obviously there's one change. Of course, Dover is on the schedule. First time I believe it is on. It's been on the main schedule in a while. But Pocono,
first time it's ever been on the ARCA Menard Series schedule, Casey.
Yes, and then Pocono is off the schedule. So let's start with that. Obviously with schedule conflicts and all that stuff and trying to get a TV window. Is it why Pocono not being on the schedule? And I think I just said it.
Well, I don't know exactly why, Casey, but I do know this. Pocono has been a very integral part of our history. First race there, 1969, before they even built the 2.5 mile racetrack. We raced there on the old 3/4 mile. And then when John Markham died in 1981, there was real concern whether ARCA was going to continue or whether it was going to shut down or, what the future was going to hold. And Bill France Sr., reached out to some racetracks and made some calls and said, hey, we really don't want this Midwestern stock car series to go away. This family has supported us over the years, and we this business to continue on. It fits a real nice niche up there in the Midwest, and we need some help. We need some racetracks to sign on, and Pocono was one of the first ones to do that. And then for many, many, many years, they had 2 races a year there. And then as, the series grew healthier and whatnot, we had more racetracks wanting races than we, Pocono willingly said, look, we'll let you take one of those dates and move it elsewhere. They really have been tremendous partners of ours over the years. And, I don't know exactly why. I'm not in those meetings, so I can't tell you exactly why, but what we do know is that we won't be racing there in 2024. But by no means does that mean that relationship has come to an end. We very much look forward to getting back there. I know they have expressed the same to us, both publicly and privately. So, we'll take a year off and we'll go race at Dover, and that they've been a great partner of ours on the East with the East Series, particularly since the merger. That has been a very, very great event, a cornerstone event for the East. I'm really looking forward to taking their Series, National Series there, and seeing what kind of a race we can put on. I haven't been to Dover in a long time, so I'm looking forward to making that trip. Should be a fun one.
Yeah. Okay, so I know when so overall, what do you, I should probably ask you this first, but overall, what do you think about the your thoughts on the 2024 schedule?
I think it's great. I mean, I'm not going to say otherwise. No. But I do. I think it's great. It's a great mix of combination races with the NASCAR National Series. I love that Midwest stretch that we've got there. Iowa, Mid Ohio, Berlin, IRP, Salem, Elko, Michigan. I mean, Springfield, Milwaukee, DuQuoin. All of those races in the Midwest. Basically from June through September. Is great for those Midwestern stock car fans. But you talk about those real major events that we run in combination with the NASCAR Cup Series or the Xfinity Series or the Truck Series. I'm so thrilled to have those same day doubleheaders back at IRP and Milwaukee Mile. Those were just wonderful events last year. Just a ton of excitement and enthusiasm and atmosphere around both of those. I'm excited to go to Watkins Glen in September. I think that's going to be beautiful. I can't wait to see, what that looks like there towards the end of the summer. I think that'll be great. And of course, I'm a huge fan of celebrating the end of our season and crowning a champion at Toledo Speedway. I can't wait to get back. It feels like we just did this about a month ago, but
because we did.
I'm already looking forward to getting back there next year. It's just one of my favorite weekends of the whole year.
Absolutely, I love going down to Toledo. Obviously, a lot of people, Mid Ohio is back on the schedule. I know the trucks are not back. So why ARCA? Why did the series decide to go back to Mid Ohio?
Well, our teams, we have a lot of dialogue with our teams, Casey, and it's very important that we offer them what they're asking for from us. So, they have let it be known that they would really like to have 2 road course races, particularly for the developmental teams. It gives them an opportunity to sell those seats to young drivers who, are looking for experience in these types of race cars. So it's important for us to have 2 road course races. And again, talk about great partners. Mid Ohio has been wonderful. Even going back to the pandemic year when we had them on the schedule and we weren't able to race there. They were just wonderful. Kevin Savory and his team are just fantastic people to work with. And, the people that I work with there, Jenna Hood and Steve Bidlack and that whole group, I just look forward to it every year. I know they're doing a major upgrade to that facility right now, with a complete repave of the entire racetrack. There are people who are disappointed that there's not a NASCAR race there this year. I really do think that's really all just laid out to Summer Olympics more than anything. But we're looking forward to going. It's going to be a lot of fun. I think we're there with the Trans Am series. I don't know if I'm spilling any beans there or not, but
Trans Am already released their schedule.
So. Yeah, so Trans Am that's going to be just a great weekend, man. I mean, if you are a road course fan and you like stock car racing at the same time, you're not going to find a better weekend if you ask me. Those Trans Am cars are just so much fun to watch, and there's a lot of crossover there. A lot of people that have raced with us over the years are involved on the Trans Am side of things, and I think you're going to see a couple of those young kids, like the Connor Ziliches of the world, the Brent Cruzes of the world. I think you'll see them have a very, very busy weekend there.
Absolutely. Of course, as you mentioned the Olympics, of course, as we did 3 years ago, ARCA will be racing during the Olympic break. And for 2 weeks, you get to introduce the country to Salem Speedway and Elko during those 2 weeks. So obviously Salem moves away from its traditional fall date. I know that Kansas, of course, had that had a late fall date for a long time, and actually that's actually what settled the championship for many years. But what's it going to be like to have Salem and Elko in that summer slot?
The first time I ever went to Salem Speedway was the end of July, way back in 1993. So it'll be just fine with me. I think a summer night race at Salem Speedway, you could not find a more perfect venue for that. I think it'll be just fine. I know a lot of people have been really used to that, fall classic, early fall weekend down there, but I think we'll do just fine with that race there in the middle of summer. And Elko, having that race earlier in the year, those nights get pretty chilly up there. So I think moving that race into August, I think will be really, really good for the race fans up there, and for some of those folks who are making the 18-hour haul from North Carolina up to the upper Midwest. I think the weather will be a little more conducive for some of them. So it's very important for us to be at Elko Speedway. It's so close to Eau Claire, where Menards is based. I know that's a very big event for them. And before I go any further, Casey, I want to congratulate all of our folks up there in Eau Claire on a wonderful wonderful year for them. Celebrating a Cup championship with Ryan Blaney, and man, it's just what a great way to end their year. And I think we had an incredible year on our side of things with, look at the three champions that we had all across the series, with Jesse Love and William Sawalich and Sean Hingarani, three just really fine young men. And yeah, it's good to be on the Menard side of things. They've had a really good year this year, man, and congratulations to them on just a phenomenal year.
Absolutely. So, this now, if I'm not mistaken, there will be five combo races with either 4 or 5 with the East Series, and I believe the Phoenix race in March will be with the West, if I'm not mistaken.
It was correct.
Okay. So obviously I think you just kind of talked about this past year. I know it was a big year on all fronts, of course. First year, all 20 races were on the Fox family of networks. And from a TV side, how do you think the series did there? Is just kind of talk about how that side of things went this year with
it couldn't have gone better, Casey. It was just wonderful. The races were watched by more people than have ever watched our races throughout the course of an entire season in our history. I think we almost we're approaching 1 million viewers for our season opener down there in Daytona, which is just a wonderful number. And I think the average was very solid. I think it puts us above, weekly Major League Baseball games. It puts us above Major League Soccer. It's very competitive numbers, and the effort that Fox Sports puts in, and the effort that people at NASCAR Productions put into it, and the production team like Tim DeRoyan and his group who come out and do all of those standalone races at places like Elko and Salem and Springfield and DuQuoin. They don't have the biggest group of people, and they don't have the biggest budget, but give it major league effort, and I think it pays off with a product that looks wonderful on television. And to have Brent Stover and Eric Brennan join the group this year with Jamie Little and the rest of the crew down there, I don't think we could have asked for anything more, Casey. I was really happy with it. I know everybody up here was really happy with it, and I look forward to what they're going to do for us next year.
Yeah. Okay. So, kind of really going in, of course, all 20 races will be on the Fox family of networks once again in 2024. So, I must ask the famous question. Do you know when we still have the East and West schedules to have been announced? Do you know when that will be?
Yeah, we're closing in on those. I think we'll expect those within the next couple of weeks. I think the East schedule, people know 5 of the 8 on that one already. The West, I think I think we're going to be looking at about 12 races out West again. I believe everybody is back. I haven't heard otherwise that if we're going to lose any racetracks out west. Um, but I think we'll expect that one here, perhaps the week of Thanksgiving, if not sooner.
Yeah. So going in and then really just kind of, getting ready. I know obviously the next two, the next 2 months, of course, a couple weeks, you'll be all celebrating your champions down in Nashville. And then of course, heading into December after the holidays and after the new year, and then, getting ready, it'll be January and you guys will all be down in Daytona, getting ready for testing. So, obviously the Road to Daytona program is obviously there, but just kind of talk about that and, some of the, with some of those drivers that are going to be down there.
So I don't know that we have confirmed a single driver just yet, but we have extended invitations out to the NASCAR, Whelen Modified Tour champion, the Advanced Auto Parts Weekly champion will receive an invitation, as does the East and the West champion for the ARCA Menard Series platform. All of the ASA regional series, that includes the CRA Super Series, the Southern Super Series, and the Midwest Tour, all three of those regional champions will receive an invitation. So Andy Hillenberg and the Fast Track Racing team do a great job cycling those drivers through. As soon as we start confirming who those drivers will be, we'll let everybody know. But it's a how cool is that? You go and win a NASCAR weekly national championship and you get an invite to come and do a half-day test at Daytona. Just fantastic. Lane Riggs took us up on that last year, and I know he kind of had some irons in the fire already, but yeah, just how cool is that? And I think it would be really cool to see Ron Silk down there in Daytona, modified tour champion. Yeah, I think that'd be a lot of fun too. So yeah, looking forward to that one. That'll be here before you know it. As a matter of fact, just worked on the entry blank for the Daytona test yesterday. So we're already full on 2024 mode.
And then just as the series goes on, how do you is there, just kind of talk about how this year went overall for the ARCA platform across the three series. Car counts are up from what it sounds like, and just kind of give like a status report on where you guys are at right now.
Yeah, man, 35 races all across the country. I don't know how what the percentage was, but car count was up from year over year. The number of drivers that participated in at least one race all across the platform was up year to year. So we're happy. We're trending in the right direction. When we go to these races and we engage with the fans and they're having a great time, that's really what we're all about. And our partners all happy, from Fox Sports to Menards to General Tire to all of the vendor partners that participate, and race teams are out there selling seats and doing what they need to do to stay afloat and to be profitable and make a could we use 10 more cars? Sure, we'd love to have 10 more cars, Casey. We absolutely would. But I think we're trending in the right direction, and everybody is still working hard to make it happen. I read the comment sections on Twitter and Facebook and Reddit and all of these things, and I know there are some people who are a little down on us, and it's not like we're not aware. We know what our issues are, and we're there to we're there to tackle them. But these things don't change overnight, and I get a little down when I see people taking us to task on things that if we could change it overnight, we would. But I appreciate the hard work that everybody puts in, from Chris Wright and the folks who are administrating the East and the West series to to all of the competition team here at the ARCA office here in Temperance, Michigan. Grayling Hall and Bobby Thompson and Joe Wells, and all of those guys they're working hard every day trying to get more cars to the racetrack, and those efforts are paying off. It might only be 1 or 2 cars per race, but It's 1 or 2 cars more than we had last year, and that's really all you can ask for. So, yeah, just it was a really, really solid year, Casey. Maybe, not record shattering, number of entries and these types of things, but yeah, it was a really, really good year, man. Like I said, I think we had 3 really great champions, and Jesse Love and William Sawalich and Sean Hingarani. I mean, what more can you say about Jesse? He won 10 races, and he's taken the leap into the Xfinity Series for Richard Childress Racing. I mean, that's really the dream of every young race car driver, is to have a year where you come out, win 10 races, win the championship, and then you get to go run for one of the most storied in the country. So, I think we're doing our job helping these young drivers, learn what they need to learn to make that leap, and working hard, man. And we're going to try to have as much fun as we can while we're doing it.
All right. Charlie Krall, thank you so much for the time. We'll talk to you soon, maybe when the East and West schedules get announced.
Sounds like a plan, buddy.